Let's quickly just reference a man who we know will be involved in the games, and he's usually sitting in that chair there, talking to me. So it's a very influential chair, Vinny. You could be, you could be the next in line on the conveyor belt. Brian Kerr is finally back in a sort of responsible position in Irish football instead of educating us on TV. And just listen to what Cannon was saying. Some of the quotes. It seems as something that they sort of suggested to O'Shea. They said they'll want him to bring it in, and it certainly seems to me maybe kind of bringing a bit of closure to that sort of that void of not having Brian involved in Irish football for the last 15, 20 years, or however long it's been.
It's interesting because I obviously missed that boat a couple of years ago when the opportunity came. But look, Brian, it sounds like, as you said, Brian was not, I don't think he was forced on John O'Shea, but certainly the FAI brought that to the table. And look, Brian is the godfather of Irish football. He's the one who reaches out to you when he thinks you might be down or whatever as a manager, and a lot of people in the game locally would say that. So domestically, he's one of the most popular people you can get, and maybe that is the link between the international manager and the domestic game as both of them grow. I hope the sense of, if the FAI have brought Brian to the table, they're thinking of having Brian around long term. I don't think that's a problem, and whether it's an advisory role or some other role. So I just think that's brilliant news for, as I said, he's the godfather of Irish football. He's someone, I went to Harold's Cross to watch Brian's teams for St. Pat's back in the day, and he is brilliant football man. And I think it's a really wise appointment by John O'Shea, having somebody, because John has had huge experience at really high levels, but he hasn't managed people. He hasn't managed a squad of 26 people. He hasn't had to deal with the press to the same extent, because as a player you can switch off a lot easier. So I think Brian's appointment is a brilliant one by the FAI. And it's look, I'll keep the seat warm for another couple of weeks.
Selfishly, we hope Brian has enough of that old sideline stuff and comes back here soon enough.